right, good morning, guys. We're gonna go over some hamstring stuff today. I got an Instagram message from a guy who's having some hamstring tendonitis, and so I'm gonna go over that because I think a lot of us get that, and you don't just have to be a runner to get that. What happens with the hamstrings is they get so tight, so knotted up, because especially as a CrossFitter, we use our posterior chain all the time, especially in very violent, explosive movements. But the hamstring is so effective in working with the knee and the hip, and it causes a lot of problems downstream from the knee and upstream from the hip. So it's really important to get that moving. And when you get that tendinitis, that inflammation back there, it's going to affect everything you do, and you tend to do things very one-sided when you get tendinitis, or not at all. And what they used to do, just to give you an idea, is, and people still do this, and I'm going to tell you right now, stay out of the pool. Because what a lot of people do for rehab for hamstring tendinitis, to keep the aerobic capacity up, and they say to rehab the biceps femoris and the semimembranosus and semitendinosus in the back here, is they put you in a pool and make you do vested running. The problem with that is that the only time that your the hamstring unit, those three muscles are contracted, well, it's four actually, because there's a short head of that biceps femoris. The only time that's activating that posterior chain of the hamstrings is when you're bringing the leg back. So when you're doing your running in a pool, you're actually using your quad to bring that leg out and then come back, and it takes away from that tension that the muscle's engaging in when you're running. So if you get what I'm saying, when you're running, as soon as you're coming to that heel strike, and imagine these are my feet, I realize they're my hands, but when you're running and you're coming to that heel strike, right here, the hamstrings are at their peak tension and they contract. So they're contracted, slowing down the leg as it's coming out. They're slowing down that leg to keep it from snapping at the knee. You got the popliteus in there too, so there's a lot of things going on. But when you're in a pool, it takes that away. So the problem is now you get out of the pool, you go out for a run, and pow, you pop that hamstring again because it's not used to that deceleration that it's designed to do. So I'm going to show you some way better ways to do that. And they've shown that there's these guys, I think Marcus Sherry, I think, was the guy that did it. Forgive me, and I'm going to put this on the internet, but I'm not sure if that's who it was. But they did research on, and extensive research on core stability, core activation exercises, and lateral stability in conjunction with hamstring tissue release and hamstring rehab, and they found that the results were like 70% better. So you're getting a much better rehab than just isolating the hamstring. So I'm going to show you some really cool stuff to do, and we'll clean up those hamstrings super fast for you. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to smash it out. It's important. Now, when you smash it out, yeah, I'm going to say it. Look at my butt, but only mine. All right. So you're going to get up in the back here. So there's the ischial tuberosity, which is that bump right there. You're going to get up underneath there, and you're going to use a peanut. The reason I have you going up there is because that's where the muscle turns into a tendon and it anchors onto that ischial tuberosity. And that, about 95% of the time, is where the tendinitis is. So you're going to have to smash it out, and then I'm going to go through some rehab exercises on getting that tendon working the way it's supposed to. I'm going to show you what you can do. It's super cool. And I'm going to show you what to do with the voodoo band as well. So first thing you're going to do is just take it, get on a box. So this is a 24. I know, like yesterday I said, trust me, it's a 24. It says 24 on here somewhere. I don't know if you can see that. You're going to take this, you're going to get really high, so you're basically right on that bone. And, oh God, like I can tell already, my hamstrings are lit. So you can just sit here, hang out, and all you're going to do is back and forth with this leg. I want you to contract, relax. So I'm going to turn in, get on the inside, I'm going to turn out, kick out, I'm going to go all the way up through the middle, and then I'm going to go side to side, just smash that away. I'm going to do that for about 2 minutes. Now, if that's not enough, chuck it under there. Good. We'll take our trusty 45. We're going to do the same thing. Get it up under there. Take our 45. You can do this, nice broad contact, same thing. Or you can do this, very, very, very precise contact. You are taking 45 pounds, driving it directly into where that peanut is, and you're catching the belly of the muscle between the two lacrosse balls right in the center, and then you're grinding back and forth at that myotendinous junction really up high where that ischial tuberosity is. So just grind away for about 2 minutes. Trust me, you'll feel the change, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. So that's what you do with the peanut, okay, and the 45 pound. That's how you're gonna smash it out. There's more you can do yet. So check this out. We got our voodoo band. This is so cool. This is probably one of my favorite tools. you can do all that I just did, wrapping the voodoo band, but most people wrap it wrong. They wrap it down low. You need to get really up high. So I'm gonna wrap it around and I'll show you what we're gonna do. We can do that right now. And then we can do everything we're doing with the voodoo band as well, so it puts tension and peels that tissue apart. So what you wanna do is you wanna separate that semi-membranosus and that semi-tendinosis, because imagine it's like a hot dog and a bun. The hot dog is a semi-tendinosis, the semi-membranosus goes around it, and it kind of slides back and forth between there, and they have different rates of pull. So you need to have that tissue moving freely, and then the biceps femoris and then even the short head, which is up a little higher, it doesn't anchor in the back here, they need to slide past each other as well. So you need to peel that fascia and that muscle apart so it can actually do its job and work on that knee and do that flexion with the knee and slow down that extension of the knee when we're running. So you're gonna take the voodoo band, you're gonna go up really high. And you're gonna, I'm on the ischial tube. And you're gonna cinch it up. Really, really tight. Don't snap yourself like I just did. It freaking hurts. Get your thumb in here. Like I said, this is the best way to do it. Get your thumb in here. Now, if you notice, I'm also capturing the high portion here of the adductors. So that's really important, right? So we have the brevis, the longus, and the magnus all through here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take that peanut, I'm gonna tuck it underneath, I'm gonna take my 45, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And instead of actually just talking about it. Yeah, I know, I ran out of the camera, but I tossed the peanut. So you're gonna get like this, take the peanut, put it under there. Oh God, this is so much worse. I mean, so much better. Good, and you're gonna just do the same thing. Grind away, all the way. So now what I'm doing is I'm tacking down the tissue in a much more global sense right here, and I'm putting pressure on the tissue with the peanut, and I'm taking it through ranges of motion. I'll tell you this, I'm gonna do this after I get off this video because my hamstrings are actually trashed. So that's number one. Now there's some really cool stuff we can do. We're gonna get up on the box. We're gonna take our leg here. Okay, I want you to be nice and stable. Lock out that leg, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna roll forward and back. It sounds really simple, but what we're doing is we're peeling that tendon apart this way versus this way. So lock out that leg, and all you're gonna do is come apart. You're gonna feel it in here a lot. Back and forth, back and forth. This is where I was talking about that active range of motion that's got a much better rehab effect than jumping in a pool or just resting this. Now, we know this stuff. Movement is what you need to do. There's anything about being sedentary or being safe, push the limits a little bit, you'll be better. So that's number one. Number two is, you wanna have a box because, and I'm gonna get on this side so you can see what I'm doing. I want stability in this. So you're gonna take, we're gonna pretend this is the affected leg. You're gonna take the affected leg, you're gonna plant it this way, and you're gonna take this leg and you're just gonna bend it. I'm already in a bent position. I'm just gonna do this. So I'm gonna bend and twist towards the box. Affected legs on the outside, so hamstring, right? We have the tendonitis back here. We're gonna turn towards the box because it's the outside leg, and we're just gonna do this. And I can really feel it. This isolates the top of that hamstring complex, especially the biceps femoris. And you're just gonna bend and twist real slow. The reason I have the box here is because I know we all have this great midline stability, and we have this great core and this great balance. However, this keeps people from doing this the whole time and then smashing your face, because I can't fix teeth. So we're gonna go all the way back and forth. Do about 15 of those. That's number one. Number two is still on the box. Affected leg now is the one that's bent. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay forward. I'm gonna have my hand on the box, and I'm just gonna do this. These are so simple to do that they're simple not to do. That's that one, okay? Now, if you really want to, hold a 45, get that leg bent, and just do it this way. So we get some weight on there, so it gives you a little bit of resistance. Again, 15 of those. The next one is you're gonna do this. You're gonna do what's called basically a pointer dog, except you're doing it when you're standing. We're gonna get through a full range of motion. Now you can do these all without the voodoo band. The voodoo band just makes it better. Do that voodoo you do, right? So you're gonna get that knee slightly bent, and I'm gonna take this hand, I'm hand on the box still, always on the box, we want safety. You're gonna come all the way out. And I'm activating the hamstring complex by doing this. This is an escalated or graduated version of what we did before. There, except now watch this. We're gonna switch legs. So I'm gonna come to this side, and now we can do the affected leg. okay? See the difference? Now I'm using the affected leg, so what I'm doing is I'm actively contracting that hamstring complex and taking it through ranges of motion with a bent leg. This isn't about strength and about really cranking on the leg. It's about taking it through ranges of motion. They're going to isolate the top of that biceps femoris, that semimembranosus, that semitendinosus, get that all tacked down so you can take it through ranges of motion and you can get it to do what it's supposed to do, because the problem is that myotendinous junction is where that tendonitis occurs, and my job is to make sure that it doesn't come back. So let's fix it so you can go out and blast on the track or do CrossFit, do whatever it is you want to do. Get this healed up. Okay, now the next one we're going to do, remember what I said, core stabilization exercises are really important, and they showed that. So, see if I can do this without any camera difficulties. So everybody knows what a plank is, right? So we get in a plank, okay? If you want to get on your elbows, that's fine. You're just going to bend that leg, and that leg's, this one you'll really feel. Suck that belly button into your spine. Good, and just camp out, do this again 15 times, okay? If you do this after a workout, you might be a little faded, so maybe do this at the beginning, okay? That's that one. And then the last one is, get in the bottom of a squat, except this is the only time I'm gonna say this, turn your toes out. So when you turn your toes out, you'll be able to accommodate that squat even better. But now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rock back and forth without the heels coming up off the ground. I realize you can't see my heels, but I'm not the greatest cameraman. So we're just gonna rock back and forth in that squat position to really peel that away. So again, the one in the plank, by the way, 15 reps, 2 sets. All of this should be about 2 sets, 15 reps. And then the last one you want to do, which is pretty abysmal, is you're going to take this, turn the box on its corner. Now we're isolating the hamstring complex, except the adductors, unfortunately, have a big part of this because they're going to stick to that whole complex in here, and now their fibers are going to be stuck to that. So now you're going to have these super strong adductors that drive us out of the bottom of the squat a lot of the time because our knees have to flare out. They're going to stick to the hamstring complex and they're going to keep that from moving, so you need to peel those apart too. So the way you get the adductors is, same thing, now I'm on the corner, so it allows me to get on my side, and this is right in that same spot, really high, almost up in your crotch. I'm gonna say it, that's basically where it is. Just don't share the peanut with anybody. Good, and then you're just gonna go back and forth, and if it's not hard enough, get right on the edge of that box and just grind away on that tendon, back and forth on that high adductor complex. Get those moving, get that done, do the rehab exercises. Trust me, it'll make a difference. Peel that tendon away, use weight, get the voodoo band on it, get that tendon, get those hamstrings working, get out and do the stuff you do. Hey, I'm Trev, SmashweRx. If you have any questions, ask me, text me.